I think I used to be so desperate for getting attention from a man that I didn't care about my standard. And not only that, but I seem to attract the opposite of what I like now, of what I attract now too. It all goes back to working on yourself. I've been working on myself so much that it's all flipped around the other side, and like those type of men that I was looking at back then don't even approach me because they know that I'm too much for them to handle. Let me explain myself. For example, I've been working on myself for a while now. First of all, I got saved. I know it sounds cheesy, but yeah, I got saved by Jesus Christ. Back then, I didn't, for example, take care of my appearance the way I do now. Like, I know I'm not 100% the way I want to look because I'm always changing my look. Well, or so I think, but yeah, just little tweaks and whatever. But back then, like, I didn't do my brows. I didn't care about what I wear, where I wear it. Like, I would dress inappropriately, like wear a pair of combat boots and a little dress and go somewhere where that's inappropriate. I would, smoke and drink and do all these things and walk into places smelling like tobacco. And being agnostic was another thing. That's all the opposite. Like, and it's incredible because it's so hard to find a high, not high quality, but a person with high standards like I am now. I have high standards. So I'm sure that for that man that's looking for a woman with high standards, it's also hard. So that's why we stay single forever. No. But if you found somebody, then that's great. But for us that haven't found anybody, I'm patient. I'm very patient, and that's a virtue. And I'm so thankful that I have that virtue because it's really needed in these days and age. If you look left and right in the internet and in real life, and the dating apps, not worth even looking there. It's just, you're not going to find it because the right person is going to be put upon your face when you least expect it, right? That's totally my belief. And I'm sure you believe that too, right? It's totally like that. So, and like some of the things I used to care about in my spouse that I was looking for in a man was that they were good looking, that they were my age, that they were funny, that they like to party. Let me see what else. That they have a car and that they have a job. Just bare minimum stuff, really. That sounds okay and that might be okay for you, but let me explain myself. Because those things are the basics that if somebody gives you a compliment, or at least this happened to me, or get a compliment or two and lots of phone calls and texting, that would get me immediately without showing how much you care and love a person. Words and communication might not mean nothing if you're not showing it and proving what you show to be true. Now, you know that there's like five languages of love. So if my love language is giving, I like to give and I like to receive. And this person is giving me, like, and by receiving, I like presents. I mean, yeah, because he's going to give me a bunch of compliments and a bunch of talk, but not doing, like, not giving me what I really want, which is gifts. And I'm not materialistic, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from this. But because anybody can convince and be convinced by words and not action. And that's what I I used to do a lot. I would just listen to what they say. It sounded sweet. They were cute enough. I really liked them. They were cute. And so I was getting all these compliments, and that's it. A dinner or two, and that's it. And then good S, and that's it. But that's all I looked forward to, really. Just S and laughs and giggles. What about the future? What about when it's time to provide and form a serious relationship? Because that's what I was going for, a serious relationship that was not serious, but was serious because we were together for years and years and years. But yet, when you spend all this time with a person and more said than done, then it's not real. It's not real because action speaks louder than words. That's a thing, you know. I've learned to be even more patient because I've been a patient person all along since I was a kid, I think. Really patient. But I've developed that. I worked on myself so much that I'm being patient with time because I'm not desperate to have someone. Otherwise, I would be with somebody a long time ago. Shoot, I could just walk to the store and meet somebody. You know, it's really easy to meet a man or a woman and just have a naive relationship or just any basic relationship. But if you want to get treated with like a high value man or woman, then you have to have the high standards. And this day and age, once again, that is high standard is like coming from nothing and becoming a millionaire. It's not going to happen overnight. Being patient and giving myself some love and talking with God and forming a strong bond relationship with God and being in communion and going to church and keeping the faith strong. That's empowering and has brought peace to my heart and therefore increased my patience and understanding that the right person is going to be, or if it's meant to be that I'm not with a person, that I'm just single, I'm also really ready for that. But I know in my heart that that's not going to be the case because God's telling me that, okay? And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Guess who's always right? God is, anyway. And as my likes, my tastes, my priorities, my standards, all that has changed and risen to a higher degree. So therefore the man I'm probably going to marry in the future is probably at my level. Can you imagine that? He's at my level right now. He's still working on himself. He's still trying to find the one, but he's at the same time everything's increasing in his life. Therefore his value and his standards just stay up and continue to grow. And eventually, years from now, by the time we meet, it's gonna click, and we're both at the level we wanted to meet a person at. Like he wanted to meet a woman like me, high standards, and I wanted to meet a man like him, high standards. So it's all gonna click no matter what. So, and if the man I meet next week is already at that level, well, thank God, right? Anyways, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, never lose focus. Know that your time will come. Be patient and stay with your high standards. Don't be a desperate person. Don't be desperate because desperate being desperate now can get you a man. But is it gonna get you the man you deserve? The man that is gonna value you and stick with you in the good times and the bad times? That's gonna be a provider. That's something to think about. So I'm not gonna settle. I'm not gonna settle, and that's it. But I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I know I need. I get nervous. I get nervous. The chicken is ready. I'm baking some chicken. Dinner's ready. Dinner's ready, honey. That's my dog. Come on, Abel. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. God bless you guys and stay safe out there. Please stay safe. Bye.